moving on to race 8 here. We got a optional claiming 25,000, a mile race. We got a field of 10 here. Once again, another tough race to really narrow one horse down that you could really like. Who did you end up making your top choice?
I made my top choice low gear power for Jeff Mullins, Martin Garcia, and he ran an optional claimer for 25, the same level, and finished third to Woodman's Luck, who's in this race. And I just think he can improve a little bit here. He's run well at Del Mar. He's 5 for 8 in the money, 3 for 8 winning. And this distance too, he thrives at this distance at a mile. He's 4 for 8 winning, 5 for 8 in his life. So I think this. I think he likes Del Mar. I think this is a positive. This is a positive, and he is in the level. I think this is a good level for low gear power. If he can get the win here, he's been running. He's run 2 nice races now, both at Betfair Hollywood Park, which are synthetic surfaces. Didn't run that great at Santa Anita, his last race there. But I think that this is a positive step, and I think that he's got a big chance here.
I have him as my second choice, so I pretty much agree with everything you said. The only negative for me is that this horse, prior to being claimed by Jeff Mullins, is that he was kind of on the down. He wasn't as good as he used to be. He loves this. He loves this place. I mean, he's raced here 8 times. He's won 3 times here. But
four times.
4 times.
4 times.
And when he went to the Jeff Mullins barn, it seems like Jeff Mullins was able to put him back in shape. And ever since he went to Mullins, he's posted 86, 89 Beyer. I mean, he's got Martin Garcia aboard. Him and Mullins hit a 29% rate, only on 7 tries though. But nonetheless, I think Mullins has maybe got this horse back into shape, but I'm not too confident with him. I know he loves this track, and he's won money for me in the past here at Del Mar, so I have to make him my second choice. As for my top choice, I ended up going with the other Mullins horse, with Killer Bear. He gets top rider Rafael Bejarano. Him and Mullins hit at a 42% clip on 43 tries. Mullins is 38% off first-time claimers. I think this is perfect for Mullins. Looking at how he handled low gear power, he got him back into shape, posting good Beyer numbers. I think Killer Bear, a horse that's constantly been able to show that he can run 80s. If Mullins can really whip this horse into shape, I think this horse can win this race. He faced similar last time up at Betfair Hollywood Park. He finished a decent 4th, but he did lose to horses like Women's Luck, and he almost beat his now stablemate Low Gear Power. He missed by a nose, I believe it was.
He's an interesting horse in here, but he's 0 for 6 at Del Mar. We don't know what that could mean. He was in races that were just over his head that he just couldn't win. That doesn't tell us that much. It could it could tell us something or it could tell us nothing. It just all depends there. But 0 for 6, I don't really like that. And he's 2 for 42 winning, and that doesn't. I'm not down to bet a horse that's 2 for 42 or at least on top, but. He does get Bejarano. Jeff Mullins does a good job, and he's run some. He ran a respectable 4th in his last race against Woodman's Luck, who's in this race, and Low Gear Power, who was my pick. Going to need to step it up from that race, but not saying it can't be done.
And speaking of Woodman's Luck, is that going to be your second choice in this race?
Yeah, this will be my second choice. He may go off favorite here. I'm pretty sure. I think he's going to go off favorite here. He's run some. He's a consistent, hard-trying horse, but that's why I think he's my second pick, mostly because he doesn't win that much. He's 1 for 17, but that being said, he's 9 for 17 in the money, so he's a good exotics horse, but I don't think he's going to win. Mike Pipey and David Flores team up. They're a great tag team. If you want to use a good combination with jockey trainer, use Mike Pipey and David Flores. But the past 2 times Woodman's Luck has finished second. So I will be using him as my second choice because you never know. But he's only won once in his life. He broke his maiden in October of 2010. But I think he will be my second choice. You got to put him in there. He's consistent, and you never know.
I mean, the one thing with that horse was that how many times he's just always wanting to finish second. I mean, this year he's 2 for 4. In the money with 2 seconds. I mean, I just see second.
That's mostly why he's my second choice.
Yeah,
if I had to make an exacta, He'd be my second choice in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah, he's. Oh, you gotta have this horse in your exotics plays no matter what. Um,
Hmm.
to me, that would have been my second choice, mainly for the fact that what you mentioned. But I wanted to go with your top choices as my second choice in low gear power because the horses just had success here at Dalmar, and Jeff Mullins has really whipped that horse into shape. Now moving on to the second division of the Oceanside Stakes. This is, I think we can agree that this is definitely the stronger of the two divisions. Um,
Yeah,
we get more classier horses such as Majestic City, who raced in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf um, last November.
right.
We got classy horses. We got Holy Candy in the extreme outside. We know what he's capable of. He's definitely put up good numbers. We also got a horse that Longview Drive who raced in the Santa Anita Derby earlier this year. Lost to I'll Have Another. Then we got Stakes Company from Stony Fleece and American Turf Horse in Tones. This is a more classy race in my opinion. Who's your top choice?
My top choice here is the far outside, Holy Candy. I think this race, I think this will have a lot of speed in it, just like the first Oceanside Stakes. My best brother is going to be close. Old time hockey probably will take back with Leperoux in the saddle, but he does have his last race. He went to the front, so he has a possibility of going to the front. Tones will be close, and I think Majestic City, he's going to be close to the pace too. So that'll set up for Holy Candy. Garrett Gomez is in the saddle. We know what he can do. John Sadler, great trainer. He's the trainer for Holy Candy. I think Holy Candy is going to find a good spot on the outside. Just going to stay out of trouble there and make. He wants to make one big run. I think he's going to do that. And Sadler, a while back at Betfair Hollywood Park, worked him on the turf course, and to see if he may like if Holy Candy liked the turf or maybe keep him on the main track. And Sadler obviously decided that he thought that Holy Candy would do just fine on the turf. Candy rides usually do well on the turf. Candy rides can run on anything, but so I'm not concerned about the surface switch. I think he's going to run a big race here, and he's with his friends. A
I
little softer spot.
I totally agree as well. I mean, Holy Candy is my top choice. The class of the field. I mean, his Buyer's 90-96. I mean, he can handle two turns. That is definitely something we know about him. But, like you said, the question mark I think a lot of handicappers are going to have on their mind, can he handle the turf? I mean, sure, we've seen a lot of success from Candy
Hmm.
rides on the turf. But, we got to we're putting all of our cards in John's hands here. And, with him coming in, he must feel confident to put this horse on the turf like you said. I mean, he tried him on the turf at Betfair Hollywood Park, and I guess they've probably been aiming for this race for a while now since that workout, since it probably went well. Um, so I agree with Holy Candy. He's definitely the class of the field. Got Garrett Gomez. For my second choice, I'm going a Sadler. I'm adding both the Sadlers to my pick four. I really like the Sadler horses in this race. The Stony Fleece with Kevin Krieger. Um, the horse has proven to handle the turf. I would say he's been facing similar company. He's been racing in constant stake races up at Golden Gate, also at Santa Anita. He raced here at Dalmar on the synthetic. He did all right there. He won an allowance here and whatnot. But what I'm really focusing is on the turf, how he's had 5 turf tries at this distance. He's 2 for 5. He's finished in the money 4 of those 5 times. He's a consistent horse. He seems to be a fighter. I really like him a lot. He's definitely going to be my second choice.
Yeah, he's a horse that you definitely want to put in your exotics. Like um, you said, he's 4 for 5 at the distance. Looks like 6 for 7 on turf. So he's a hard trying horse. He's 10 for 13 lifetime altogether. He's a hard trying horse. Nice horse. They claimed him in his very first race, and he's done good for them. He's made a good chunk of change. So I definitely put him in the exotics. He is my second choice as well. I think that he's going to run a very good race, and they'll Kevin Krieger, he'll be able to put Stony Fleece where he needs to be. If the pace is fast, we saw in the generous stakes when he was younger that he can come from way out of it, or as of most recently, be very close to the pace. There'll be enough pace where he's not going to be completely on it, but he'll probably be 3 lengths back if they're going at a good pace. He can be close to the pace, so he can put himself anywhere he needs to be. I also liked Old Time Hockey. I just wanted to mention him. He's sort of an interesting play. He took the lead last time. There was really no speed in that race, and he took him all the way wire to wire. But he's stocked too and run good races. Leparoux's in the saddle. He's a great rider. Tom Proctor, he's good with his imports. At Del Mar last year, he did very well too. So I think Old Time Hockey has a big look as well.
One of the things about old time hockey is that usually when I see, Thomas Proctor, and when you talk about trainer and jockey combinations, Thomas Proctor and Julian Leparoux are also a hot combo as well. They hit it 31% from 39 tries, and also Thomas Proctor, when he gets a horse 31 to 60 days off, he hits at a 22% clip. Also 17% when they won their last race. Now getting Julian Leparoux on board for that horse, David Flores rode the horse recently. Now he gets a new rider. For me, I think Flores just decided to go with Majestic City. He believes he's the better horse.
Yes.
I don't know, but Julian Leparoux is definitely an upgrade, especially considered Leparoux's and Proctor's success in the past.
Well, I mean, Old Time Hockey's done very good on the turf. Leparoux's coming back. Southern California might as well get on a horse, and he does well with Tom Proctor horses. Tom Proctor rides Leparoux a good amount of the time. I know people are probably asking, what about Majestic City? You mentioned him earlier. I think he's more of a sprinter than anything else. Personally, I would prefer to see him go back to one-turn races. He ran in the Del Mar Futurity Hollywood Juvenile Championship, the Breeders' Futurity, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Tried to go lead there, but those horses were just too good for him. I think he's a great sprinter, but I don't think he's necessarily a router here, and that's why I'm going to try to stay away from him. And I think Tones is going to be towards the front with him, so I don't think he's going to get an easy lead in here either.
Yes, I mean when a sprinter comes into a mile race, usually they tend to use themselves a bit too early. I mean, usually when a horse does that move, and they're a speed horse especially, they're going to blow fast, and it's going to be, I think I see this horse setting a fast pace early on, considering he's more of a sprint horse. I mean, this could probably be a situation where, the owners decided they wanted to take a shot in the Oceanside. I mean, Peter Miller might not have wanted to go in this spot. I mean, because to me, looking at this race, I don't really see a logical reason to be in this race for Majestic City. But who knows? Yeah. It's
we don't really know what the owners say they he or they have or she have in it, but you look here at Charlestown. He ran on June 30th, so it wasn't that long ago. A 7 furlong race, but that was a 2-turn race. It's a bull ring track. It's a really small track, and as you can see, it was just a complete disaster for him. So I think you throw the race out. But with all the traveling, does it take something out of him? You don't want to overanalyze too much. But, Majestic City's had a bit of a tough time since his 2-year-old season. I think going back to sprinting is his best option. But he's going to try it one more time here. He is in a softer spot with some probably horses that more fit him. Whether those types of horses, they run longer. So if he's going to be able to have to run long with them too.
I mean, with just the fact that he's in this kind of spot, I mean, like you said, he's quickly coming back since June 30th. I mean, unless they saw something in that one workout that he had at Hollywood Park, Betfair Hollywood Park, I just don't really see a reason to add him on a pick 4 ticket. There's really no positive upswing to have him on your ticket.
Besides his backlash, which when he was younger, he did run some very, very nice races, and he looked like he was going to be a very, very nice horse. I still happen to believe he's a very, very nice horse, but not going long.
Yeah, this is just not a good spot for him. In both.
In your opinion.
In my opinion.